8,000 meters. 50 degrees below.
Everest doesn't forgive. At 8,000 meters, they call it the death zone. I was about to learn why.
Base camp was 3 days behind me. Now, only the ridge to the summit stood between me and the sky.
My oxygen tank was half full. Plenty for the summit, they said. They were wrong. Above me, 20 other climbers. Below me, a 10,000-foot drop. No room for error. I stepped over a body. You learn not to look. Everest has over 200 of them. Just 50 meters below the death zone. My head was pounding. That's the first sign.
The South Col, Camp 4. Most people stop here. I had to keep going.
My water bottle was a brick of ice. Thirsty? Too bad. You learn to chew snow. My lips were blue. My fingers tingled. Early frostbite. I ignored it. The wind picked up. 20 meters visibility. The ridge vanished into white. My oxygen was dropping faster than expected. 400 psi. I had to speed up. Here, take this.
Thanks.
Thanks. I couldn't save him. On Everest, you can only save yourself. Understood? The balcony, 8,400 meters. I sat for 60 seconds. My lungs started to burn. I checked my fingers. White tips. That's when I knew frostbite was real. He looks up, the Hillary step, a vertical rock wall at 8,760 meters. One slip and you fall to Tibet. I swung my ice axe. The metal was so cold it burned through my glove. Grunt. My foot slipped. For 3 seconds, I dangled over nothing. My heart stopped. I made it. But my lungs, every breath, felt like inhaling broken glass. 250. I turned my oxygen to max. That's when the real trouble started.
The moisture in my breath froze inside the mask. Ice crystals formed in my throat.
My eyes watered. The tears froze on my lashes. I couldn't see. I pulled my goggles up. The wind hit my eyes like needles. But I had to see. There it was, the summit ridge. Just 200 meters, but it felt like 200 miles. My left leg buckled. My muscles were starving for oxygen. I dragged it. I crawled on my hands and knees. Pride dies at 8,800 meters. Prayer flags, frozen stiff. That meant the summit was close. My watch said 8,848. I looked up. There was nothing above me but sky. I was there, the top of the world. No joy, just fear and cold. I recorded a 10-second video for my family, in case I didn't make it down. 120 left, enough for maybe an hour. I had to start down immediately. Descending is harder than climbing. Your legs are jelly. Your brain is fog. The Hillary step from above looked like a cliff to hell. One wrong step. I clipped into the rope and rappelled. My hands were shaking so badly I almost let go. The same climber from before was now lying still. I shook him. No response. I gave him some of my oxygen. Stupid. But I couldn't leave him like that. He woke up. Just barely. I had to go. My own tank was almost empty. My mask slipped. I didn't notice. That's how hypoxia works. You get stupid. I coughed. Pink froth. That's pulmonary edema. Fluid in the lungs. I was drowning.
At 8,200 meters, I stopped. My vision tunneled. I thought, this is how I die.
I saw my family. Then I got angry. I wasn't dying here. I shoved the mask on, cranked the oxygen. 40 psi left. This was my last chance. I fell every 10 steps, got up every time. The cold tried to put me to sleep. The South Call! Someone saw me! Hey! A guide ran out. I collapsed into his arms.
They poured hot tea down my throat. I couldn't feel my hands. Or my feet.
2 fingertips were black. Frostbite stage 3. They would have to come off. My toes were purple. But I could still wiggle them. Lucky. My blood oxygen was 67%. At sea level, you'd be unconscious. On Everest, that's alive. The tea burned my cracked lips. But it was the best thing I've ever tasted. Did I make the summit? I asked if I'd made it. He nodded. I didn't remember the summit. Hypoxia erased it. I cried. The tear froze on my cheek. I didn't care.
I slept for 14 hours. When I woke, the storm had passed.
My fingertips were dead, but I was alive. That's the trade Everest demands.
Outside, Everest looked peaceful, like it hadn't tried to kill me 12 hours ago. Good afternoon. Hello. On your way down, mate? Yeah, going home. Keep going. I stopped at the body, said a prayer. He didn't make it. I almost didn't. We're here, hang in there. Let's get him in. Thank you.
I cried again. Not from pain, from relief.
Lukla, the most dangerous airport in the world. But after Everest, it felt safe.
We'll save the rest, he said.
2 fingers. That's what Everest took. Some people lose their hands. Or their lives. I love you. I love you to my family. Family. Back in Kathmandu, warm tea, a real bed. I'd never appreciated heat so much. I looked at the mountains. They were beautiful. And I never wanted to see them again. Do I regret it? Sometimes. My lungs still ache on cold mornings. But I climbed Everest at minus 50 degrees Celsius, and my lungs froze. But I didn't. Would I do it again? No. Once is enough for a lifetime. Here's what Everest taught me. The mountain doesn't care if you live or die. You have to care enough for both of you. This is my mask. The frost never melted. A reminder that death is always one breath away. My watch froze at the summit. It still says 8,848 meters. I never reset it. I put a pin on Everest. Not to brag, to remember. The cold stays with you, not just in your fingers, in your soul. Every winter, my fingers ache. A permanent reminder of the death zone. The climber I gave oxygen to? He survived. Lost 3 toes. We still text. Sometimes I miss the mountain. But then I step outside on a cold day and remember. I still love the cold, but now I respect it, fear it. That's survival. I climbed Everest at 50 below. My lungs froze, but I'm still here, and that's the only victory that matters. This is Cold Breath, and this was my Everest. If you made it to the end, you know what minus 50 degrees Celsius feels like without leaving your chair. Hit like, subscribe to Cold Breath, and share this with someone